Ah, Suki, it's a Thursday.
We're
It's
excited. How was
Thursday.
your Thursday? Doesn't this week feel kind of weird?
The Memorial Day just threw us way off, Suk.
It threw me off. I will say that. It threw me really, really off.
Threw us way off.
A lot off.
You know what somebody was telling me today? One of my buddies, we were talking about the show, and he called me up and he's like, you guys are better than Ryan and Kelly. And
Why? They don't have Eric in the back like this?
I said, I think so.
Or my children coming in and out?
Yeah, why do you think so? He says, because it's just so real. I love when Suki's family walks by the screen and interrupt the whole show. Like what's happening now.
Look, he's looking for pencils right now.
Yeah, but people seem to like that. It's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's not heartwarming, but it's just very
It's not heartwarming, you're funny. Endearing?
It's very interrupting. I think the word is interrupting is what I'm looking for.
Eric is like endearing, Scott. Is that
the word? Endearing, Eric? Was that I think that might be the word I'm looking for.
That's the word I'm thinking about it. That he's not thinking about it.
Yeah. He said it just seemed like more real, like because your family walks by, we have celebrities on, the kids are Eric Swiffering in the background. And it's just, you don't see that with Kelly and Ryan.
God, I am literally waiting for Swiffer to sponsor us.
We need Swiffer to sponsor us soon.
We need Swiffer to sponsor us. I think I might be like, have you seen our show? My husband's constantly Swiffering.
We could have any household cleaning product and the Pine Sol we could put in the background.
Yeah.
Look at all the
Mr.
sponsors.
Clean? Doesn't he look like Mr. Clean?
So we're sponsored by all these games.
All those toys. I mean,
it is unbelievable.
Scotty, literally, you could put anything in your shelf, and I could have cleaning products in the back, all lined up.
Oh yeah, I got every game. There's our Speak Out. I got a little Zingo. Would you rather? I got it all.
Paula Giordana goes, it's just real life. It's a real family. Well, thank you guys.
It's just real life. Listen, real life doesn't usually include Darryl Strawberry and Tony Orlando, but we make things happen on this program. So.
Well, you made this happen. You're a big player right now. You're like moving and grooving, shaking and rattling and rolling. I'm just like, wow. I'm telling you.
They have bookers in Hollywood.
Just said, Scotty. She just said, you guys are better than Kelly and Ryan, I think.
Well, listen, that goes without saying. Kelly and Ryan, who are they? My goodness. Suk, there's bookers in Hollywood who have worked as they worked their ways out of college and into to public relations and PR and assistants. I just picked up the phone and started texting, and we've got guest after guest on this program.
Well, I just I just think like it's just our authenticity. I don't know what it is. Maybe our years in New York television. I don't know. Maybe we're a familiar face. We keep it real, like Jennifer Stoddard says. Judy says hello to Eric, and everybody keeps on saying hello, Eric. Hello, Eric.
Look, how about Faye Ferguson from Glasgow in Scotland checking in tonight? That's probably because Drew McIntyre last.
I was going to say, did Drew draw Faye in from Scotland?
Possible, very possible. We got some folks from South Carolina. Everybody tuning in, loading up to see Darryl Strawberry, Tony Orlando. Listen, Darryl Strawberry, Suk, as you know, was huge for the Yankees and Mets. He did play for the Giants and Dodgers. Right. But because we're New Yorkers, that never existed in our world with Darryl Strawberry.
I hear LA Dodgers and it goes one ear out the other.
Yeah. He never played for those teams. I mean, I never even heard of those teams.
Never.
So Straw's going to join us in a few minutes. Tony's coming up. What's the latest, man? Everybody's
Scotty, everybody is like pretty much open. I mean, talk about what happened with you today. I was completely out of it. It was just one of those days where it was just like, did you ever feel like everything was just shutting in? And you're like,
you know what it is? It was because it was a cloudy, crappy day today. That's
maybe crappy day in New York.
Yeah.
I kind of just motivated maybe around 3:00. I mean, really, I was playing serious head games with myself, but what was I going to tell you, Scotty? Tell them what happened at the grocery store with you today.
Well, listen, I went out. I went to Wegmans today. By me, it's a huge place. Normally you have to wait online.
Place.
You usually have to wait online around the corner, 6 feet apart with your gloves and your mask to get in. And I pulled in. There was no line, but the place was packed with the cars. And I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. I'm walking right in, no line. Sook, I walked in, everybody was in the place. It was packed.
But they all had their masks on, right?
Masks on. Everybody had a mask on, but is he wearing socks with shorts back there?
Yes, that's what firemen do. They wear their shorts, but then they wear their work boots. And
that's
then
the ultimate crime in my house, boy. I can't wear socks.
But that's how he goes to fight fires. They have to wear socks.
He's always got his cup on. He's always ready to go, huh?
The hose is always ready to go.
He's always. But anyway, so I went into Wegmans, and it was like a free for all. Everybody was going in different directions. The place was packed. No arrows to go which way down the line. And I was like, what the hell happened to all the social distancing in here?
So the arrows were gone.
There were no arrows. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. But anyway, listen, I'm here. We got a great show. Who cares? You know what? I got my food. Had a little barbecue tonight, Sook. We're ready to rock. You want to bring Darryl in? Because my man
Let's bring Darryl.
Let's bring Darryl. All right, listen, before we bring Darryl in, I want you to enjoy like a minute, 20 seconds of pure Darryl Strawberry, Sook, all right?
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Little
Darryl Strawberry. I just want to remind you of the joy that this man, like I said, forget LA, forget San Francisco.
Forget the Giants. Forget
Never happened.
Never happened.
This is the Darryl Strawberry that we know and love right here.
Darryl Strawberry's first major league home run. Strawberry goes to the opposite power alley. It is now a 4-1 ball game. Strawberry hits it high in the air to right. Pass to the wall. It's gone. Well hit to left field. Back is Bonds. This ball is out of here. Darryl Strawberry with home run number 38, and that is an all-time Mets record. 2-1, New York. There goes Strawberry. Breaking ball is high. The throw, not in time, and he's done it. Darryl Strawberry, a member of the 30-30 club. He becomes the 9th man. Runner hauls, and the pitch is swung on, sent high and deep to right field. Right center field, going back and down, it's gone. Darryl Strawberry with the 2-run shot here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Yankees win it 3-2. Number 3 for Strawberry.
Sook. I get the chill. How great is that, Suki? Listen, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. The man needs no introduction. Darryl.
How are you?
Darryl's
How you guys doing?
Darryl, you're
What's
like,
up, you guys? How you guys doing?
Darryl, you're like, that was a long time ago. Doesn't it seem like it? Long time ago?
Yes, that does seem like a long time ago. It was a long time ago when you think about it. I've been out of baseball for so long. So when you look back, the memories are always so good because it's New York. And when you play in New York and you play among the fans and the people there, they make you believe in who you are. They bring the best out of you. And they always have been a big part of my life. And I'm forever grateful for New York City.
You know what's funny? That New York fans don't even think about the Dodgers or the Giants.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Sue. Darryl, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I lost you there.
How about me, Darryl? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Take your headphones out, Darryl. You don't need your headphones.
Yeah, you can just get us off the computer.
I've lost you in the video. I lost you with sound. I can't hear sound.
Darryl, reload, Darryl.
Come back.
Go back in.
What happened? What happened? What happened to the sound? I can't hear.
Scotty.
Luke, write him a note.
Okay, well.
Hold on. Wait, you got Darryl, you got us now? How about now? How about now? Testing. Darryl Strawberry.
Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Hold on. Can we
reconnect?
Darryl, reconnect. Reconnect.
Something happened. Hold on. Let me reconnect. Let me see.
I could get him out. Let's see.
Reconnect.
All right.
All right. He's coming back. It's gonna be, you know, I don't know what it is. They join and then the audio goes whack for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird, Suk. Listen, it's technology. It was a good introduction.
It was a great introduction, and I think he was enjoying it. You know what it is? I think he put the earbuds in.
Yeah. He did he don't need, like John Edwards had his headset on the other day and he couldn't hear us.
Yeah, I think the earbuds just ruin it.
Yeah, let's see. Here he goes. He's coming back. Let's see. Darryl.
Well, now they got me turned upside down.
Yeah, turn your phone sideways.
I'm on my iPad, you know. Hold on.
There you go. How's that?
How's that?
We'll take it.
Yes, we'll take it.
Hey, they tried to cut us off. They tried to cut us off the show. They didn't want us all gathering together like this.
Yeah, it was Tommy Lasorda didn't want us talking to you. We didn't mention the Dodgers, for God's sake.
Yeah, they didn't want us talking about New York. People don't like when I talk about the New York atmosphere and the fans in New York, but you know, that's life. That's home. Nothing like Met fans, Yankee fans. It's real there, and I'm forever, ever grateful for playing in New York City.
We were just talking before you came on. We saw the other day where you said, I think it was on Fox maybe, where you said, you know, man, I really, now that you look back, I shouldn't have left New York in the first place, right?
Well, yeah, I'm just speaking from my own career standpoint as far as playing baseball, leaving a place where I was so accustomed to different atmosphere, fan base, and New York is different. Nothing against the California fans, the Dodger fans. You know, I think somebody wrote an article about that, but it was nothing pointing at them. It was just knowing what it was like playing in New York and having the fans there all the time at the ballpark and yelling at you and cheering you on and booing you, letting you know when you didn't play well. I love that kind of atmosphere. That was a great kind of atmosphere for me to play in. And when I left, it wasn't like that anymore.
Yeah, in New York, it's the good, the bad, the ugly, right, Darryl? You get it all.
You get it all. You get every piece of it. And that's what you got to like about New York City is you're going to get the good, the bad, and ugly. And it wouldn't be good if you don't get the bad and the ugly. You have to get the bad and ugly so they can keep you humble. That's the good thing about New York fans. They're able to keep you humble and make you stay under the radar, believing in yourself where you don't get too far out there.
Yeah, they never gave up on you. We New Yorkers never gave up on you ever, 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 ever. They just really just kept believing. Listen, I want to know what, you know, you're one of few players that got to wear the Mets jersey and the Yankees jersey. Looking back on it, if you can like actually sit there and pick it apart, how were those two experiences completely different?
We got Suki freezing up now, Darryl.
Oh, you
Oh, how are the two different? You saying what's different? And there's not a whole lot. I mean, you know, I think the fan base is pretty much the same. I think, as far as the organization wise, the Yankees are just a little bit more different because they've won more championships and they have a different kind of standard of who they are and everything. Mm-hmm. And I think the Mets are a team that want to be able to be in the place of winning more championships, which they should, you know, but the Yankees are real good about developing their young players. Why we were very successful in the 80s is because we developed our younger players in the minor league system. And when you get away from that and you don't bring up your younger players and let them learn how to play at the major league level and blend in with players that have already been there, I think it's very difficult. And I think that's what happens with organizations. But you know, it's the same kind of thing. The fans there want to win from each side. They don't like each other. I can tell you that.
No.
I just know from me putting on a Yankee uniform, Met fans cannot stand it. They like me in the Met uniform. They do not want to see me in any other uniform. And when I sometimes post on my social media, me being in a Yankee uniform, they comment like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, ugh.
Darryl, I have when I was a kid, my dad took me to Shea. I think it was your first year there. Must have been like was it 84, 85? When did you come in?
83.
83. I was close. So I was a junior in high school. I have a great picture of me getting an autograph, leaning over the rail of you and Doc, the only two guys standing there, two skinny kids signing autographs. I was trying to find it so bad. I couldn't find the picture. But when you left New York, right, you won this World Series with the Mets in '86, and then you came back. What was it like when you were talking to, and it was Steinbrenner who brought you back, right, to the Yanks?
Right.
What was that like dealing with George? You know, because he was always one of those guys where he always, no matter what you went through in your career and your life, he was always one of those guys that was ready to say, you know what, I'm going to give this guy a second chance, give him a chance to redeem himself. And what was it like dealing with him at the beginnings of coming back to New York and coming to the Yankees?
It was good. It was really good. George was pretty cool. I think a lot of people underestimated who he was as far as a person that loved people and all the work that he did with people who had troubles. I think he was very special in that area. He didn't see you as someone that was empty or should not be a person that have another opportunity regardless of what you've been through. And so many other people write people off. And he was just one of those particular people that didn't write people off. He cared about people, and his love and compassion for people who had trouble, who may have been broken in the inside, lost. He had a deep love for that. And, you know, I have nothing but respect for that, you know, and having the opportunity to come back and him bringing me back to the Yankees and just allowing me to be a part of the Yankee organization, because he represented what the Yankees were all about. And that was about winning when he stepped on the field or around the team and around his players. And what I loved about George is he loved his players. He was, I don't care who you were, myself or Doc Gooden or Steve Haw or Jeter or Bernie Williams, he treated us all the same way. That's what he treated us like. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about him. And, you know, may his soul rest in peace. But what a blessing he really was to so many people, and myself. I benefit from that today, being the person I am today, because of having the conversations with George and sitting and telling me about everybody gets in trouble. Nobody's perfect, but you just don't quit. You don't give up. And those were the kind of conversations me and him had when I came over to the Yankees. And he was like, I even got in trouble. They suspended me from baseball. So
that's right. I remember that. With Dave Winfield and Howie Spira, right? Howie Spira. I remember that. So funny, man. It was great. And listen, they loved winning, and you won 1, 2, 3 titles while you were here, right? With the Yanks.
Won 3 titles over there. Played under Joe Torre. Played with a bunch of great guys who had a lot of fun winning. No different than the guys I played with on the Mets in the '86 team. Yeah, we probably was a different time. We probably was a little bit more crazier back then in the
'86. You think?
A little bit, just a little bit. But we had so much fun, and we had a reunion the other night doing the '86 Mets with SNY. It was really incredible, you know, with all the guys on there. We were just like this on Zoom, and
it was on Zoom, right?
Yeah, on Zoom, and we were just able to talk about, you know, what it was like. And you know, those Yankee teams were phenomenal teams. You had young players, you had young stars coming up like Jeet and Mo, and coming up. Bernie was playing at his best, and O'Neal, Tino, and then you had some heroes who nobody ever talked about, guys like Scott Brosius. It was just like playing in New York all over again for me, to be able to. I didn't have to be the main focus. When I was in the '80s, I was the main focus.
You were
being the player on the team with the guys I played with.
Who was like was there a big brother on the team when you were that young guy on the Mets that kind of took you in and just kind of like said, hey, there's going to be a lot going your way, and helped you through it a little bit more? And then you're able to, you know, kind of see, you know, looking back, the mistakes maybe that were made. I mean, was there somebody that just loved you so much, Darryl?
Gary Carter. Gary Carter. Say it, Darryl.
It was Gary Carter. It was Gary Carter. Gary Carter was the love of the family of our team. He was a guy that lived a different life.
Yeah.
Never condemned nobody, never judged anyone. And he lived for faith, and his faith was real. And he just cared about all the players. He cared about us being well. It wasn't a concern about us as the baseball player, but as a man, he really concerned about all of us being well. And he displayed that every day to us. And he was never pushy about his faith or anything, but he just had so much joy, you know, and you wonder why anyone can have so much joy with the kind of pressure we had of playing. But the thing that I learned from looking at him, I wanted what he had because he was free inside. You know, he had the riches, he had the success, he had the money and everything, and we all had that. But he had this great love and peace and joy inside of himself that that a price tag cannot buy.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was giving that away to all of us. And we didn't realize, guys didn't realize it till after he passed away. He passed away at a young age of 58.
Yeah.
And when he passed away, everybody realized such a great man who can live such a way. And I just remember he even had an impact on like Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench spoke at his memorial and said, Gary always wanted to be like me, but I wish I could have been like Gary.
Yeah.
Had one wife and one family. So that right there speaks of the kind of person and the life that he left, the legacy that he left for all of us to be able to live according to the right ways.
What I'm curious about, so it was his deep-rooted faith that allowed him to just stay at peace regardless of what was being, is that what you're saying? That it was that inner peace that he had with himself?
It was clearly that. It had nothing to do with baseball, because we all were playing at the same level, at the major league level of talent. And we were all like, making a lot of money and having a successful life. But it was just the joy of him coming to the park and him smiling and him never, thumping his finger at nobody, and him never turning his back on a player, and him never crossing over those lines. He would go out to dinner with us and have dinner with us, but he would go no further than that. The rest of us were on our way out, and he said, I'll see you guys at the ballpark tomorrow. He jumps in the car, goes back to the hotel, and he sees us at the ballpark the next day, and he never says anything else. He never says anything about us going out and not coming back, and that was just his routine. He was a part of us, but at the same time, he had some real principles in his life that was different, that made him very special.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
Cool.
his nickname was the Kid. That's because he enjoyed playing so much. Darryl, a lot of folks are I've got so many people writing in
right now. Yeah.
A lot of the folks from around the country want to know what you're doing now. What are you doing with yourself now?
Well, I'm pretty busy now. My life has changed so much. I'm a minister. I'm an evangelist. I travel the country maybe about 250 times out of a year preaching the gospel, and I work in schools. I go into schools to educate the kids about the danger of vaping, drugs, with the epidemic that we have in this country with kids and stuff like that. I'm trying to get them never to start on that.
Yeah.
Because I experienced that in my life, and I have a chance to just do a lot of great things now. I mean, I got a new book coming out next year called Turn Your Season Around with Zondervan. I just finished that, and that's going to be coming out in January. So it's a book to drive people into more faith-based principles of living, and not living so much, for yourself, because when I played Major League Baseball, it was all about trying to accomplish all these things. And for what? At the end of the day, what does it really all mean if I don't have the peace inside of myself? So, I've developed, a strong ministry with my wife, and we love kids, and we love helping kids, and we love educating kids. I'd rather get back to the younger generation. I'm not really concerned about the older generation. You're going to make your decisions based on what you want to make them.
Yeah. We're screwed up. We're definitely we're a lost generation. We are lost there, Darryl. Just say it. But you know what? I love that you're talking about teaching young kids, because I really do believe like the pressures that these kids have on them with the internet, and just the way everything is just sort of mean-spirited and attacking each other, and a lot of it happens online.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it used to happen on the schoolyard or whatever, on the bus. Now it's like everything is, and it's in your house. You can never shut it off. So they teach mindfulness and mindfulness practices for these kids to count, to have steps, to wake up in the morning, and to create a practice within your head and your heart that is connected and kind of soothes you when things are out of balance.
Yeah, it's so different, like you said, because of social media and internet and the child and all the things that they go through. Because I had a chance to sit down with kids and ask them serious questions, at round table with them, and talk about what's really important. And I said, what's the number one most important thing? They said, well, our cell phone. I said, what's number two? They said, social media. So that's the challenge that they have to fit in and everything. And I try to teach them that coming from where I came from is you can achieve anything that you believe. If you believe in yourself, it's going to take you believing in yourself. I said, I I said, I came from a broken situation. So I was already broken before I put the uniform on because my dad was an alcoholic. He rejected me. Nobody, and he beat me. And people thought, well, you should be well. No, my pain led me to my greatness, but my greatness would eventually lead me to my destructive behavior. So that's why I try to help kids to understand achieving what you believe in is more important when you what somebody else believes in. So somebody else can tell you, but if you don't believe it, you can't achieve it. And I want kids to know that they can, if they can achieve whatever they believe. If you believe that you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, or whatever, it doesn't have to be sports or anything like that. Whatever you want to be, you can be it. And this is the affirmation that I try to convey to the kids today, that greatness is on the inside of you. A gift is on the inside of you that's great about you. Everybody gets a great gift on the inside, and it's just a matter of you believing it. So if we can bring hope to them and keep them from not making those wrong turns, you know, because so many kids are like, you know, vaping, they're vaping. Why are they vaping? They told me they're vaping because celebrities, they see it online. So what they see is what they do. So we got to try to get them to see better things so they can do better things.
Darryl, here's a question I have for you because, you know, and
Darryl, can you fix your mic really quick?
Yeah, Darryl, I think your mic went low for a second.
I lost you guys again.
Yeah, you got your mic on again?
Take your mic off. Take those earbuds off.
You got your earbuds on? No, right? Let's see.
I guess we lost.
Yeah, you might have to log in again.
Should I put up the sign, Scotty?
Put up a sign. Darryl, you can hear us, right?
This is not good to lose you guys live like this.
No, you just sound like you're a little underwater. That's it. It was really good, and then it wasn't good.
Yeah, the audio just disappeared.
Reconnect.
Okay.
Now reconnect.
But you know what? You know, can I tell you something? What Darryl is saying is so true, because you know the truth that he preaches about his father, and you know we talk about being a parent, right?
Yeah.
Every day, Scotty, like you know you love your girls, like you go above and beyond all that. It is so important for parents to realize what an effect their actions and their inactions have on their children's belief in themselves.
Yeah.
Our words have more power than anything you could ever imagine. And even in, you know, and I tell myself, because, you know, COVID has like really, you know, like pushed every family to the brink, I think. And
is he back?
You're back? He's back. No, he was good.
He was doing so well. We lost him. What happened, Suk?
You're perfect. All right, good.
No, he's out. He left us again, Suk. Well, listen, what I'm going to do is Tony Orlando is in the green room, and I'm going to surprise Darryl, bring Tony in when Darryl comes back on, because they're buddies. So I want to we're about to get a little hopefully we'll be able to hear everybody. So
no, you got to bring Darryl back.
We've been on for 3 months. We never. Oh wait, let's see. Here he is. Darryl, you there?
No, there he goes.
Sound here.
Okay, it's good.
Is it good?
No.
Darryl, sing to me.
Something
blocking him. Something blocking you, Darryl.
Something's blocking your monitor, Darryl. Anyway.
You gotta love this. What happened?
There you go. Can you hear
me?
Yes!
So Darryl,
what happened?
Darryl, you know what? You said something so important. You were talking about we live in these times of COVID where relationships are being pushed to the brink, right? And you were talking about your relationship with your father and how your father wasn't able to give you the love that you need, and how we don't realize as parents that our actions, and I say that our inactions and our inability to be honest and have a meaningful relationship with our children, it creates and it wreaks havoc on them as adults. You know, we're all kind of, you know, dealing with all of those things as we get older. Like, why do I feel this way? What is this going on? You know, all of these things come back in your head.
Yeah, they do. And, you know, they create a lot of different things, because if you don't create the memories, and I tell parents, you need to create new memories with your kids all the time, because if you don't, someone else will. Someone else will entertain them and entertain their thoughts. And I think that's what's happening to so many young people. And I've seen so many young people take the wrong road in our society today because there's no memories there. You know, you can have, listen, you can have everything, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be well. You know, and this is the thing happened to me. I had everything, but I wasn't well on the inside. And my whole goal as a father has always been that my kids be well on the inside, regardless of what they achieve and what they have. And they've been able to go through college and graduate from college. And I've been very proud of them. They've been very successful, play sports, but they've been well on the inside. And that was my main goal for them, is to be well on the inside, because once they leave the nest, if they're not well inside, the challenges is going to be so great, you know, and that's when they enter into, do I make this decision or that decision? And that comes from the memories of who you are and what we give to them. And I think I always say parents need to pay attention. Don't say, well, I'm just giving them everything and they have everything they need. Things are not what they need. They need you. They need to know that they have this bond and connection with you that's so deeper than any kind of stuff that we give them, that they can always come to you. And if they have a problem, they can come to you and talk about the problem.
Yeah. Darryl, I'm giving my kids High School Musical and popcorn at about 8:05 tonight, just so you know where I'll be. But listen, I want to go back to 86 for a second, because, you know, it's well documented. We've had Doc on, we had Jay on the other night. 86, you guys win the World Series, getting ready for the parade, right? The ticker tape parade, one of the greatest things to ever be a part of in New York. And Doc said, you know, obviously we know what Doc was going through. He had a rough night the night before. He never showed up. And it was you who went to his house to try and get him to get to the parade. Tell me what happened.
Well, yeah, it's heartbreaking, you know, because the parade was coming up. Yeah. And it was me knocking on his door and looking for him, and there was no answer. And I just, because Jay reached out to me, and there was just no answer. And it was just a moment I had to keep going, because we were on our way. You know, we were on the parade. It was a big celebration, one of the greatest celebrations I ever been in. You know, and I definitely was not going to miss that for anything. And we had a rough night. I guess we all had a long night, drinking and partying, but. I know waking up was the main course for me, and going over there and no answer on his door, and I just couldn't reach him, and I headed on to the ballpark, and we were on our way, and there we are, you know, the 86 champs, you know, riding down the parade, and there we are. There's no Doc Gooden, you know, the A-star that we had, that we all leaned on for all those years, you know, so a couple of years getting us there, and he was a big part of that, and he was nowhere in sight. So it was a very difficult time for all of us, because we all really cared about him, and we always have, because we knew he was so young, and coming to that level of playing Major League ballpark. And not that he didn't have the talent, but just like me, I had the talent, but was I strong enough to be able to deal with what was going to come at me at those times? And a lot of times we wasn't that strong enough to be able to deal with it.
Darryl, do you know a guy by the name of Tony Orlando?
I know Tony Orlando, yes.
You know Tony? What do you think of Tony Orlando?
I love Tony.
You do?
Yeah, I know Tony well. Tony's a good friend. There he is. Tony. What's up, brother?
How you doing, brother? You look great.
You too, Tony. How you feeling?
I'm doing fine. I'm in this bunker here in Branson, Missouri. I've been in here for 5 months, but I'm doing good. I'm healthy.
Good. As long as you stand away from meat. So you stand away from New York, before stand away from our Asian meat.
I got to tell you guys, Suki and Scott, about this guy. We all idolized him during his baseball years. I got to know Darryl after his baseball years. And I don't think he's ever hit more home runs.
Wow.
Than he has in post baseball. This is a man who his heart is as religious a heart as you could find.
Beautiful.
He cares about children. He cares about people. Yeah. And he's taken whatever negative is going to come his way. And let me tell you, you talk about grand slam after grand slam. He's ministered to more people, and he's had more World Series wins post-baseball than baseball could ever give him. And if there was a parade that needs to be done in New York, and I'm not just saying this because I'm here with Darryl right now. When you walk down the street in New York, Suki, and you walk up to Darryl Strawberry,
I know.
I mean, only the Statue of Liberty is more recognizable. And you walk down the street, and people go, Darryl Strawberry, Darryl Strawberry. And then you realize, here's a guy who suffered, won, and then suffered.
Yeah.
And the big win is right before him, in his eyes. Maybe not in some writer's eyes, but in his eyes. His win is when he walks up to that young person and changes their life.
Yeah.
Better. He uses his baseball years as a great tool, and he never makes any apologies for it. But let me tell you something. I've watched Darryl, Scott, Suki. I've watched him minister. He is powerful. Let me tell you right now. That guy sitting right there is a power lightning bolt. And it's a privilege. I mean, a privilege that he calls me friend.
Beautiful, Tony. Beautiful.
Tony, he's got some big arms too, in the power category.
Not anymore. They all gone. He used to be pretty big, but
especially,
not anymore. Thank you, Tony. I really love you.
Now, right, Darryl? Holy mackerel.
Tony, you look great. You look great for 52.
Darryl. Oh my God.
Oh man. Tony's awesome. Tony's amazing. I really love that guy. He's a beautiful person.
Thank you, Darryl.
Darryl, thank you, my man. We love you, pal.
We love you
guys. Suki, thank you guys for having me. You guys are amazing.
Darryl, come back on again, all right?
Yeah.
And talk,
I
you
will.
know.
I will. I'm just really always praying for you guys up there because you guys been through so much in this pandemic, and New York City is home for me, and that's my family and people, and I love you guys, and I just think about you guys all the time.
Thank you.
Darryl, we love you. Listen.
Love your wife and family, Darryl, and say hello to Meade.
I will.
Darryl, one more thing for Yankee and Mets fans. Screw LA and San Fran, my friend. Screw them.
He didn't say that, Scotty.
Take care, you guys.
We love you, pal.
Bye.
Tony Orlando in the house.
All
right, Tony, listen, Tony.
Darryl, and both of you, my gosh, thank you. Who's that beautiful girl?
It's my daughter. Say hi to Tony.
Hi. That's mine.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you guys. What a beautiful family you got. Holy mackerel.
Oh, thank you very much.
My
God, them.
gorgeous.
Yes, I know. I'm in the kitchen, so this is like where it is, Tony. This is what happens.
Hey, listen, you guys see High School Musical tonight?
Yeah,
High School
Musical.
Tony, we were sitting at the dinner table because that's what we all do now, right? With my 19-year-old daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, and my wife said, hey, you guys want to do a movie night after Daddy's show? I said, you guys pick it, whatever you want to do. They said, let's do something where we could sing. High School Musical, 1, 2, or 3. Everybody went with 1. That's what I got waiting for me upstairs after I play all these games behind me.
You know what's the funny thing? My daughter's 28 years old now. My daughter, Jenny.
Wow.
And she was like, when High School Musical came out, she was like obsessed with High School Musical. And we had a chance to meet most of those players from the movie, you know, and it still is a memory for her that is very deep.
Crazy, right?
We all have our memories as kids from different movies.
For me, it was great.
That's an impact on my daughter, Jenny, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, listen, because I didn't get to give you the proper intro. You know what I mean? This is like the Tonight Show. I got to play a little clip before we get into this with you.
Okay.
All right, so hold on one second. We're going to go back a couple of years here because, you know, it took me forever to put this crap together. You know what I mean?
I guess it's my 60th year in show business.
Wow.
60 years, huh?
Years, wow.
Let's remind everybody what you used to do back in the old days.
What a body. What happened to me? Holy mackerel. Was I adorable, Soki, or what?
You were adorable. I was like looking at the pants. I'm looking at, love the hair, Tony. Come on.
Cause I couldn't bear to see what I might see
My love, she holds the key.
Sing it.
Simple yellow ribbons, what I need to set you free. Bum, ba-dum, bum,
You know
bum,
what's so interesting?
bum.
When I watched that, I was watching the news today, and what's going on in Hong Kong,
Oh,
right? I don't know if you know this, and Larry Brown and Irwin Levine are the two guys that wrote this song. I don't think they had any idea. Right now, as you and I are speaking, that song, since the protesters began, is their mantra. They turn it up on speakers at every rally in Hong Kong.
wow.
They turn it up, and that's their song. And they tie yellow ribbons all over Hong Kong for freedom. Because, of course, as I'm coming home, I've done my time. And it's been associated with people who have been held hostage, including with this pandemic.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people have been doing it all around the United States.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's symbolic.
It's amazing because that's 40, I don't know, plus years ago. And to think that song welcomed home our POWs from Vietnam. It welcomed home our hostages who were held in Iran for 400
Iran, yeah, the Iran hostages, yeah.
Right. It was also the Desert Storm theme song. When I went to Iraq, I saw yellow ribbons on every tank, on every soldier.
Wow.
In 2009. And now with this, and I think whoever thought on a rainy afternoon when I recorded that song, that it would be not only a hit record, but the reason I got a television show for 4 years on CBS. And then, and this is the big one, it's allowed me, since I did that show with Bob Hope to welcome home our POWs, to raise hundreds of millions of dollars on behalf of veterans, and continues to do so.
Tony, how about, let's not forget, because I was at Channel 9 here in New York for a while, and you used to do the New York version of the Jerry Lewis Telethon every year, 24 hours, right, through Labor Day to Labor Day Telethon. You always used to
be for 33 years, Scott.
33 years. I mean, how much money did you raise doing that? I mean, that was unbelievable.
Oh, my God. You know what? I think in the last year that we ended up, New York always brought in, when I was there, 10% of the final take from Jerry.
Crazy.
Wow.
In the closing year, we were up to 15%. That's the heart of New York, though, Scott. As you know that, right?
Yeah.
Both of you.
Just give.
So I remember I was in the makeup room one day, getting my makeup on from the makeup lady to go do my sports. It was a Sunday night, and Tony was doing, and we had a big studio in the back. And he's all of a sudden, Tony comes walking in to the makeup room, and I was like, holy, that's Tony Orlando. What are we doing here? It was really great
doing that telethon. And Jerry came to my show in Vegas one day. Now remember, Jerry was my boyhood idol. As a matter of fact, living in New York, 221 West 21st Street between 7th and 8th Avenue is where I was born and raised.
Wow.
And I remember as a 10-year-old kid going to the Sheraton Americana or the Sheraton Hotel on 53rd and 7th Avenue.
Yeah, the Sheraton still. Yeah. 53rd
and 7th. Show then, which was not national yet. And I walked in with $39 of pennies and nickels and dimes. And I walked up to him as a 10-year-old kid and said, Mr. Lewis, this is for your kids. And yet to think in 1983 comes to my room and says, would you host New York for me?
Wow.
Full circle.
Yeah.
And I was always so jealous because I was in on Sunday night because I was filling in for Russ Salzberg, who was co-hosting with you.
Right.
He always got to sing with you on stage. I was so jealous of Russ.
Russ has a heart for MDA and still does.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to hand it to that guy. He still continues to call those families. He still works for them. That tells me it wasn't just baloney.
Yeah, no.
Get in the Scott, he'd say,
Yeah, right. We're going to do the tally, 900, 200,000 Scott.
got old. Yeah.
Can I ask you how have you been doing? How have you been doing? How are you? It's been like, a day whatever of quarantine for a lot of us. How have you been handling it?
I'm fine. As a matter of fact, I knew my daughter loved me. My daughter Jenny. There's no question about it. But the degree of which she worries about this 76-year-old man is really an act of love that you can't. I see her worried about everything I touch.
Yeah.
My hands 14 more times. Make sure you don't open the pizza box until I wipe it down.
Completely wipe it down. Yeah, I know.
Down. And what's so interesting about Jenny is she was like that before the pandemic. She was like, don't touch this. Don't, she was that type of person, And so this was like, see, I told you I was right. But the thing is, it's drawn my daughter and I closer. And you couldn't have got more closer than before this.
Beautiful.
I wouldn't do anything to disappoint her. So I make sure that it's not only for myself, but it's for her to know that if you care that much about me, I'm going to listen to everything you say, Jenny. Now, if you don't think I would love to just get out, forget my mask, take my car, drive out, go shopping at Target, do what I want to do. I like Target. Don't ask me why. It's a thing with me. So I can spend 5 hours at Walgreens or Target just by I think I need this. I think I need that. I think I need this. And I used to actually relax doing that. I've given it up because I want her to know if she thinks that I'm going to ignore this loving hand by not reciprocating, by doing what she says.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it's like DARRYL said, and you said, Suki, what we do for our kids is really the ultimate goal in life. You can make all the money you want. I'm 60 years in show business. I've worked for 8 presidents of the United States, including the Queen of England. Wow. I've worked every imaginable venue there is to work. 4 years on national network television, 200 million records. You tell me what beats a hug from your daughter or your son.
Yeah.
That you just got while we're doing this show.
No, I'm with you. I feel like it has, in so many ways, we've seen a lot of people suffering and continue to suffer. But in a lot of ways, it has also brought families together over what's really important, our connections with each other. And it's kind of highlighted how fragile it all is, really, isn't it? After all, it's just, everything's been taken away in just a moment. But we've also gained so much, family dinners. Scotty and I talk about it all the time, going back to family dinners, movie nights.
God has a wonderful way of whipping us.
Yeah.
God has a wonderful way of, hey, get your values back into order.
Yeah.
Okay? And so a lot of this, and I hate to get into a religious point of view, but a lot of this is teaching us what is simple and what is important, really. Ray Charles once said to me, Tony, simplicity is genius. Because one day he's at the piano and we're doing the Mike Douglas show and he's playing something. I said, how could you make something so simple sound so incredible?
Yeah.
And he said, Tony, doing something complicated is easy, but getting something to be simple and pure is genius.
Yeah.
And basically, that's what we've all learned to do, is go back to the basics of being simple and knowing what the value is. No, it's not the money. No, it's not the stardom. No, it's not the success. No, it's not the awards that end up as a book on your bookshelf. No, it's not that. It's not ego. It's the simple things that have been there all the time that we're just too busy to give any time to.
Sure.
Tony,
so all of the sacrifices that people have made and all the death that we have seen
a lot
in this pandemic, we must start looking at the positive. We must lean on what it's done for us as a person and as a nation. We'll get through this one, no doubt. But we're going to all come out of it better, even better as people.
Amen.
Tony, you're living in Branson, right? Where you were performing. You were performing.
No. I sold my theater in 1998.
Oh.
You say that again?
I sold my theater I had a state-of-the-art theater here from 1993 to 98. I was doing 2 shows a day from April to December. 2 2-hour shows a day. That's 400 shows a year.
What a lot of people don't.
I sold my theater in 98, and before this pandemic, I was doing 128 dates a year.
Wow.
Still. And I love the road. So I never moved out of Branson. Branson is like
home now.
It's home because I've been here for 30 years, but it's like living in the Catskills. You know, if you live in New York and you live in the Catskills, and to use the Yiddish words, it's like a goyim. Yes.
Tony, listen, I worked at the Pines in Concord as a college kid. I was up there, loved it.
Listen, I've been to Kutcher's Country Club a couple of times.
What I was going to say about Branson is because my parents, you know, they did the whole RV thing around the country, and my mother's constantly telling me, you got to go to Branson. It's like a mini, like Vegas show capital, where there's just all these theaters and all these performers.
No gaming.
No, there's no gaming, right? No, it's just, but it's all entertainment and it's all performers and theaters, right? Debbie Reynolds, I think, had a theater there. She does.
Oh, Debbie never did, but she did come and work at the Andy Williams Theater.
She was there, right?
Yeah, but Andy had a theater. I had a theater. Wayne Newton had a theater. Kenny Rogers had a theater. Dolly Parton, of course, has a main showroom here.
Yeah.
That's
it, Dolly. I was thinking of Dolly.
Stampede. So we all had our own theaters here. And the first guy to have a theater here was Andy Williams.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, he died working in that beautiful, 2,000 seat. I mean, it was state of the art. All of the theaters here are state of the art. We have 142 theaters in town.
Wow.
That's more people for live theater than Broadway.
Wow. Tony, we got it. There's so many women on watching right now from across the country. Can you give a couple of them? Can you give Tony my number? a couple of women, and a lot of folks are asking if you feel like 10, 15, 20 seconds of singing anything. You feel like doing anything? A little a cappella?
We'll tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. It's been 3 long years, Suki. Do you still love me?
Love me.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Oh, you know, it was always one of my favorites. I remember when I was a DJ in college in the 80s, I always played this tune because it was I think it wasn't that old at the time. We were very happy.
Gypsy Rose.
Well, at least I thought we were.
Can somebody tell me what got into her? Had a house, a home, and a family ticket. And
a man who loves her so.
Who would believe she'd leave us to join a burlesque
show?
Yes.
Oh, say, has anybody seen my
sweet Gypsy Rose?
Here's a picture when she was mine.
Sweet Mary Jo. She's got rings on her fingers. Take it.
And bells on her toes.
He knows every word. This man knows every word.
I told you. This is something. That's why he was like, why does Russ Salzberg get to sing?
Oh, Tony. And Russ didn't know all the words to the songs. It used to drive me nuts. I wanted to kill him.
Where were you DJing?
Oh, that was college radio. When I was, a kid in college, I would play the tunes. And that was, one of the songs because it was always a good sing-along for college kids, like happy hour time on Fridays when everybody's getting drunk. Sweet Gypsy Rose, one of those songs, Knock 3 Times, all of those songs.
What's so weird? I did a movie with Billy Bob Thornton called Waking Up in Reno.
Yeah.
And there was a scene in that movie where they come to see me because the whole movie is about the girls' friends had this thing for Tony Orlando, right? So they go to Reno to see me work. That was Waking Up in Reno. So I go to the set, and they told me Bob wanted me to sing something that was one of the hits. So I figured Yellow Ribbon. So I walked in, I go, okay, so which one? You want? Yellow Ribbon, right? He goes, no. I want Knock 3 Times.
Oh.
Said, really? He
said,
Tony, I used to roller skate. And my memory of my roller skating days as a kid in the roller skating arena in Arkansas was we'd hear knock 3 times and we'd sing it, knock 3 times. I said, you want me to do knock 3 times in this and you're going to sing it with, he goes, no, we're going to do it. But I was surprised that that was the one song. And you know what's interesting? Across the country, of all the, Gypsy Rose was number 1, Candida was number 1.
Candida, yeah.
Times went number 1. He Don't Love You, all million sellers. The one song, all age groups. Now, my demographic starts at about 84 years old. But no, my demographic starts about 45. Below 45, they go, who is this guy? So I always am amazed when young people go, I love Knock 3 Times. I don't understand how that happens, but younger people relate and know Knock 3 Times more than Yellow Ribbon.
Wow.
Really interesting, because I wouldn't have guessed that, because Yellow Ribbon was the theme to our show, our variety show.
Yeah, your variety show.
And I thought, well, that would be, no, it's always Knock 3 Times.
Tony, let me see if I got it right for a second, and you kick it in. You ready? Hey, girl, what you doing down there? 1 floor below me. You don't even know me.
Well, you skipped the line.
I did. You do it.
Hey, girl, what you doing down there? Dancing alone every night while I live right above you. I can hear the music playing. I can see your body swaying. 1 floor below me, you don't even know me. I love you.
Oh, my darling.
Knock 3 times.
I can't believe you two know those songs. I love you for that.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I'm a little older than Suki, Tony. I'm 53, and I was,
You're my son's age.
Yeah. I was, 70s and 80s. That's my wheelhouse, man. That's when I thrived. I had girlfriends. I had more money than I have now. I was rocking, Tony.
You know what's so funny about that, Scotty? I did a film with the great Adam Sandler, and I mean, he is the greatest guy. I know you guys probably know him. He is the nicest, most regular, unstarlight, a guy who makes $3 billion for Sony Pictures. No one's ever done the B word. Nobody.
Yeah, crazy.
When I met him for the first time, he says to me, I can't believe I'm meeting you. I said, what are you talking about? Because you understand, I would sit in front of the TV with my mom and my dad, and I would watch the Tony Orlando and Dawn show, and I'm going, but I can't believe I'm meeting you. I can't believe, and this was a mutual thing. But then I realized his age he's your age.
Yeah, he's my age.
He's exactly your age. He's exactly my son's age. And I thought, when I went back to think about where my son was at, so my son, when Candida came out, was born.
Wow.
When the TV show went off the air, he was already 6 years old.
Wow.
So from 6 years old, probably was what you were, Scott, and maybe up into your teens, when they know those songs. Now those years, music sticks to your heart.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Growing years, as you said,
Love it. I love it.
I'm very proud of that. You know something? I would have been happy with 60 hours in the show business.
Yeah.
This was my 60th year since I recorded a hit record that you weren't around when it was a hit. It was Carole King's first hit as a songwriter. It was called Halfway to Paradise. It was a #1 record in 1961. I was 16 years old.
Wow, Tony.
And was that was right around the time you were with our guy Don Kirshner, right?
Right. I was with Donnie Kirshner. You are a relative in some sense, right?
Well, my sister was married to his son Ricky, who you know, and so their daughters are my nieces. They're grown now in their late 20s, early 30s. And Donnie Babe, as I referred to him, because he was Mr. Hollywood to me. May he rest in peace. I love that guy. But he was just the nicest guy in the world. And the stories, Souk, that this guy, he had stories and stuff in his basement that you could have had. He had stuff in boxes in a basement that could have been in a museum.
Think how brilliant he was. Think of this. This Don Kirshner was 26 years old when I met him. He's 10 years older than me.
Wow.
He was the guru of the record business, of the beginning. look at what he had. He had this office at 1650 Broadway.
The Brill Building, right?
No.
Yeah.
People always called it the Brill Building. Across the street, right next to the Winter Garden Theater, is a building called 1650 Broadway. The building was the old songwriters. 1650 Broadway was the younger people. Okay, so Ronnie had the 6th floor, office 601. I'll never forget it. Alden Music. That's Al and Don Kirshner. Al Nevins, Don Kirshner. Listen to who was in these little cubicles. Young dreamers who wanted to be stars in the show business. I had a little office. I was 16 years old. Donnie was paying me $50 a week.
Wow.
In 1861, you pay a kid $50 a week. That's a lot of money now.
Yeah.
Okay, so he paid me $50 a week. His deal was this. If you make it, I recoup it. If you don't make it, I lose it. Pretty easy, simple deal. Next door to me was a young songwriter named Neil Sedaka.
Oh, my God.
Next to Neil Sedaka was a duet named Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
They never made it until they changed their names to Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Next to them was a songwriter who was already a star at that time named Bobby Darin.
One of his best friends, right?
Right, and co-songwriter with Don. Wrote Splish Splash with him. So then you go to the next cubicle, a lady who became the queen of song back then, Connie Francis.
Oh, wow.
Then you go to the next cubicle, and there's a team of songwriters called Carole King and Jerry Goffin. She was 18 years old.
Crazy.
And next to that office was 2 writers named Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil, who wrote Somewhere Out There and won the Academy Award, plus Under the Boardwalk, on Broadway, hit after hit, okay? This office, everybody who started with Donnie, everybody made it.
Wasn't Carole King in there too, or no?
Carol, I just said Carol.
Carol, yeah, that's who you said.
Carol and Jerry, Carole King and Jerry Goffin. And they wrote in that period of time, I'll never forget this. Donnie says, Carol, play Tony. The song is going to cut for the first time. And she sits down. Now, remember, she had no hits yet. She sits down, and she's 18 years old, and she plays me a song called Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?
Oh, my God.
And it blew my mind. And I said, Donnie, that's going to be my first song? Yep. I said, I can't believe it. Come 2 weeks later, I hear him talking to Carol. He says, I just got the Shirelles to record Will You Love Me Tomorrow. I said, Donnie, what are you doing? That's supposed to be my first record. He said, Tony, you can't record that. I said, why? He goes, it's a girl song. I said, what do you mean it's a girl song? He said, tonight with words unspoken. You say I'm the only one, but will my heart be broken when the night meets the morning sun? Is this a lasting treasure or just a moment's pleasure? Can I believe the magic of your sighs? Will you still love me tomorrow? No 16-year-old boy says it to a girl.
Tony,
genius.
Could you do me a giant favor? I know you know the words. You just said them. Give me a little of that tune.
Oh, so tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. Do it with me. Title, come on.
Will you still love me? We just killed it.
In the bridge. Tonight with words unspoken. You say that I'm the only one. But will my heart be broken? Here goes. When the night meets the morning sun. Now that's the line. He said, no 16-year-old boy said, you still love me tomorrow after I make love to you tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Like what happened. And that was Johnny's genius. And he was a literal genius. And Ricky, so you could tell him this story.
Yeah.
1-year-old birthday party.
Yes.
This 16-year-old Tony or 17-year-old Tony gave him a ring. I don't know who has it, that my mother gave me at birth.
Oh, my gosh.
I gave it to Donnie to give to Ricky to put on his finger.
Wow.
When he grows up.
That's amazing.
I love the Kirschners.
That's amazing. And listen, Ricky is the executive producer of the Tonys, and he does the NFL, the Super Bowl halftime show. You actually
Democratic convention. He does.
Yeah. And you were actually invited to he and my sister's wedding where Barbara Walters was at, because my sister worked for Barbara Walters, but you didn't show up, and I still don't think you sent the gift, Tony. So I just wanted to let you know.
That's not like me, so I think maybe Ricky screwed up. I think Ricky on that one.
Listen, but before you go, I pulled a couple quick shots of you. I wanted to show Suki and everybody watching, everybody loving your stories. Let me just see what we have here. So we got this one right here. There's your girl.
Love it.
Right?
Thelma is still the longest running sitcom actress in the history of television.
Really?
That lady has not been off the air since 1973.
That's insane. That is wild.
Yeah. There's Suki.
There you are. Scotty's pulling up some stuff right now. I'm telling you.
Girls and I still friends, like sisters to me.
Right.
And Thelma, as I said, she went from our show to Bosom Buddies.
Yeah.
To Give Me a Break with Nell Carter, 14 years as Aunt Rachel on Family Matters.
Amazing.
5 years on Half and Half. Then on Martin Lawrence's show for 3 years, Partners. Now she's in a Netflix film called Dead to Me. Maybe you've seen that show.
Mm-hmm.
Dead to Me is the title.
Dead to Me. Oh, I love that. Love that show, Tony.
She's in that show.
Yeah.
So Thelma has not been off the air since 1973. It's an amazing, amazing career.
Wow.
Debbie Hollinger says she had a poster of Tony in my bedroom when I was a teenager.
Thank you, Debbie. My wife, Franny, we're married 30 years. My wife, Franny, when I met her, she said, I used to have pictures of Alice Cooper on my one wall and you on the other wall. And I said, wait a minute. You had Alice Cooper, that was the boyfriend in your head, and me on the other side? Wait a second. And once she finally met Alice, I told him that story. And he was so gracious. He was so wonderful to her.
I got one more for you, Tony. Hold on.
You pull up this one picture.
Let's see. I know I pulled a couple, like TV Guide. Look at you.
Wow.
Yep.
Remember TV Guide?
Remember TV Guide. I was just thinking that. Wow.
Man, you're on the cover of TV Guide. You're big. Dick Clark, American Bandstand.
I've never seen that picture. Where'd you get that, Scott?
I don't know. I stole it from somewhere, Tone. Let me see it.
Email that to me, or text it to me.
How about this one?
My God, what happened to me? Look at that.
Look at your hair, Tony.
Yeah, you look hair.
Wow.
How long was my hair, huh?
And look at the girls' outfits. How great were they? I mean, seriously.
Love it.
That was an important part of that show, because I remember when we're the first multiracial group to
I was going to say, you broke a lot of racial barriers too, We
were the first to ever, and by the way, the first group more than a duet to ever have a variety show of their own.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when we went with Freddie Silverman, who was president of CBS, then I said, I don't want Thelma and Joyce I don't want them to come on with short skirts. I want them to come out classy. I want them to be the most elegant looking African American women you have ever laid your eyes on. Remember, that was 2 years when we went on the air after Petula Clark kissed Harry Belafonte, and that made big headlines. Oh my God, she kissed a black man. So we were coming in not knowing what the country would, say, or would we get a backlash, and really very little. It was a real step forward to America, because that was all in the family days.
Yeah.
That time. And I think the country was making a big step forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you were part of it. You were a huge step of, like putting that in the forefront, people just being able to visually see that in a variety show. Think about how many eyeballs back in the day, just girls looking at, you know, looking at Thelma and going, wow. I mean, this is aspirational.
Yeah.
That's so sweet of you to say that. I hope she sees that.
Yeah.
You should have her on.
We'd love to.
Give her the number, Tom. We'll put him
Oh,
on.
wait, give me the number. I'll call
Pass
her.
the numbers along.
Yeah, I'll give you the number tonight. I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Tom, listen, before we go, everybody's just, they're dying on here. You're teasing them with all these two. Is there another 15, 20 seconds you can leave us with before we go?
Um,
How about something from Candida? Since that's another one.
Yeah.
Okay, so stars. Before I do it, I got a second because I never told the story. I cut Candida as a favor to a friend of mine who needed rent money. I was working at the time with Clive Davis. I was running his music division.
Wow.
Yes, I was a vice president for 4 years with Clive.
Wow.
So my friend Hank Medris of the Tokens calls me and says, "Hey, man, you got to do me a favor. Put your voice on this because I'm broke. And I need to make this. I got to sell this record. Can you help me out?" I said, "Hank, I'll do it under one condition, that you don't call it the Tony Orlando record because I don't want to disappoint Clive. I don't care if you call me Joe Schmo and the Nail Biters. Don't call it Tony Orlando." He goes, "You got a deal." I go in, and this is how I cut Candida. Now, for everybody watching me, in those days, there was a thing called cell syncing. Now, what did that mean? That means I could put my voice on, stop the tape, say, "What's the next line?" Sing the next line, stop the tape, sing that. So here's how we cut Candida.
Wow.
So the band would start. Dee-da-da-dum-dum, dee-da-da-dum-dum, dum. And my producer would say, "Here's how it goes, Tone. Stars won't come out if they know that you're about. Stars won't go." Hang on, Hank. Stars won't come out if they know that. Okay. Play the intro. Dee-da-da-dun-dun, dee-da-da-dun-dun-dun. I go, "Stars won't come out if they know that you're about." What's the next line? Because they couldn't match the glow of your eyes. Because they couldn't match the glow of your eyes. Oh, okay. Play the intro, play my voice, then stop the line, and I'll just bring that one line in. We cut that whole song one line
at a time. Wow.
And you never know.
So here we go.
Go ahead.
Stars won't come out if they know that you're about. 'Cause they couldn't match the glow of your eyes. And no, who am I? Just an ordinary guy trying hard to win me first prize. Are you ready to do it with me? Oh, my Candida, we can make it together. Let's stop. The further from here, girl, the better. Go ahead. The further
from here, girl, the better.
'Cause it's sunshine in my dreams. Oh, my
Candida.
We got a hit record. I love you for having me. Thank you for having me. Please stay safe.
Tony, you were great, buddy.
Please stay in prayer and enjoy High School Musical tonight.
So wait, I got my daughter's down here on the floor. She's telling, wrap it up. She's giving me the rap sign.
She's right. Tell her. It's my turn.
Tony, we love you, pal. Continued
What a
success,
pleasure.
my friend.
Please come back. Please come back, Tony.
Anytime. Thanks, God. Suki, bye-bye, girl.
So
Wow.
great. So
Love
great.
you, Tom.
Goodbye.
Wow, Suk, huh? How about
He,
that?
he sang so many of his songs for us. I mean, not the whole thing, but enough. I mean, we got it. I mean,
I didn't think he was going to sing. I didn't think he felt like it.
And you know what? Can I tell you something? The storytelling was incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, I felt like I was there. You know, he knew every nuanced detail. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah, I put together like a quiz of famous Tonys for you to play against him, and I said, you know what? We didn't even need it. I forgot all about it.
He's amazing. What a storyteller. I did not know that was like that. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go, Scotty. I see little hands over there. So
it's 8:15, Suk. I'm 15 minutes late.
Anyway, you nailed another show. We nailed another show. Thank you guys so much for watching us.
Darryl Strawberry, Tony Orlando, Suk.
I mean, and can I tell you something? Darryl Strawberry was so heart from the heart.
That's
I mean,
great.
really amazing.
Listen, it's amazing the fame he got and everything he went through on the dark side of the moon, and he's back to where his life is. Now he's just giving, and listen, thank God he turned out perfect.
I loved hearing all the stories tonight. I felt like I learned a little bit more from them in such an intimate setting that we have here. I think that's what the beautiful part about our show is, that people really talk to us.
Tomorrow night, do I say PHILPAZZZZ?
You could. I mean, yeah.
I already did.
Fantastic. All right, Scott.
All right, babe. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.
I said hi. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. We love you.
Bye, Debbie. Bye, Christine. Bye, Lisa. Bye, Joanne.
Weatherman back tomorrow.